1. Self-awareness. Practicing self-awareness is like opening a window to the soul. By paying attention to our actions, feelings, and thoughts, we become observers of ourselves. Imagine yourself in a moment of frustration. Instead of reacting impulsively, you stop, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What really triggered this reaction? This type of introspection is the foundation of self-development and personal growth, as it allows us to understand our reactions and improve ourselves. Being self-aware also involves recognizing patterns in our behavior. For example, if you notice that you constantly avoid certain tasks, you can reflect on the reason. Maybe it's fear of failure or simply procrastination. By identifying these patterns, you can develop strategies to face them, such as breaking large tasks into smaller parts or seeking help from a mentor. This not only increases your wisdom, but also strengthens your self-esteem as you gain control over your actions. Furthermore, self-awareness is essential for managing personal finances. When we understand our motivations and emotions related to money, we can make wiser financial decisions. For example, if you tend to spend impulsively when you are sad, recognizing this behavior can help you create mechanisms to avoid it, such as setting a budget or finding alternative activities that don't involve spending. Gradually, we build a more balanced and prosperous life. 2. Self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is embracing yourself with all your qualities and imperfection. Imagine a gardener who lovingly tends to his garden, even knowing that some plants don't bloom as expected. Similarly, accepting yourself unconditionally means recognizing that we have flaws, but these do not define our worth. This act of self-help is fundamental for personal development, as it allows us to grow without the burden of destructive self-criticism. Accepting yourself doesn't mean you shouldn't seek improvement. On the contrary, it's from this solid foundation of self-acceptance that we can fully develop. Think of someone who wants to improve their financial health. They must first accept their current situation without guilt or shame to create a realistic action plan. This might include reading financial books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and applying the teachings to better manage their money. Practical example of self-acceptance can be seen in everyday situations. If you made a mistake in a work presentation, instead of excessively blaming yourself, accept the error as part of the learning process. Remember that every failure is an opportunity for growth and wisdom. By accepting your imperfections, you free yourself to be more authentic and resilient, which strengthens your self-esteem and contributes to continuous self-development. 3. Self-responsibility. Self-responsibility is recognizing that we are the architects of our own lives. Imagine you are navigating a boat. Even if the waves are strong, you control the helm. Taking responsibility for our choices and actions is essential for self-development and personal growth. When we realize that we have the power to change our circumstances through our decisions, the sense of control strengthens our self-esteem. This responsibility manifests in various areas of life. For example, if your finances aren't as you would like, taking self-responsibility means evaluating your spending habits and finding ways to save and invest wisely. Reading books on financial management, such as Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, can be a good way to gain wisdom and apply practical knowledge to improve your relationship with money. A practical example of self-responsibility is seen in daily situations. If you are dissatisfied with your job, instead of blaming the environment or colleagues, reflect on what you can do to improve the situation. Maybe it's time to acquire new skills or even consider a career change. By taking these initiatives, you not only improve your circumstances, but also reinforce your self-help ability, showing that you can shape your own destiny. 4. Self-assertion. Self-assertion is the art of expressing our desires, needs, and values clearly and assertively. Think of it as a lighthouse that illuminates the path, showing who we are and what we want. By practicing self-assertion, we not only defend our interests, but also promote healthy personal development. Saying no when necessary or asking for what we need are actions that strengthen our self-esteem and help in self-development. The importance of self-assertion is reflected in various aspects of life, including our finances. Imagine you are negotiating a salary increase. Being assertive and clear about your value and contributions can make all the difference. Being well prepared, with examples of your performance and market knowledge, reinforces your position. This not only helps improve your financial situation, but also solidifies your self-confidence and wisdom in dealing with money matters. To incorporate self-assertion into daily life, start with small actions. You like to read? Assert this and set aside daily time for this activity. Choosing books that enrich your knowledge, such as The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. At work, practice self-assertion by sharing your ideas in meetings or seeking feedback. These actions show that you value your voice and are committed to your personal and professional growth. 5. Intentionality. Living intentionally is like mapping out life, where each action and decision has a clear purpose. By setting specific goals and working towards them, we cultivate a sense of direction essential for personal development. Think of a person who wants to improve their finances. By creating an action plan with clear goals, such as saving a certain amount monthly or investing in financial education, they align their actions with their long-term goals, promoting consistent self-development. Intentionality also means living according to our values and aspirations. This can involve small daily changes, like dedicating time to learn something new or practicing a hobby we love. For example, someone who values wisdom might set aside 30 minutes a day to read inspiring books, such as The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, which offers valuable perspectives on life and self-help. By acting with intention, each step brings us closer to a more satisfying life, aligned with who we truly are. In practice, living intentionally can transform our approach to money. Instead of spending impulsively, we set financial priorities and make conscious choices that reflect our goals, such as investing in an emergency fund or planning for retirement. This type of financial planning not only improves our economic situation, but also reinforces the sense of control and security, essential elements for robust self-esteem. 6. Personal integrity. Personal integrity is acting according to our values and principles, creating harmony between what we say and do. Imagine an individual who values honesty. Living with integrity means being transparent and sincere in daily interactions, whether at work or in personal relationships. This coherence strengthens our self-esteem as we feel true to ourselves, a solid foundation for self-development and personal growth. Applying personal integrity also reflects in our financial choices. If someone commits to saving for a specific goal, such as buying a house, keeping that commitment requires discipline and honesty with oneself. Reading books like The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason can provide valuable lessons in financial wisdom, helping to maintain integrity in relation to our financial goals and effective self-help practice. In everyday life, personal integrity can be seen in simple actions, like keeping promises made to friends and family or being honest in business negotiations. For example, a businessman who acts with integrity by offering quality products or services not only gains the trust of customers, but also builds a solid and respectable reputation. This congruence between word and action reinforces our self-esteem and allows us to live authentically and meaningfully. 7. Changing negative thought pattern. Changing negative thought patterns is like reprogramming the mind to see the world in a new light. Utilizing cognitive behavioral therapy techniques can be a powerful self-help tool. For example, by identifying automatic thoughts like, "I'm never good enough," we can question and replace these beliefs with more realistic and positive affirmations. This process is fundamental for personal development, as it transforms how we see ourselves and interact with the world. Implementing this change requires practice and perseverance. Imagine you are dealing with financial difficulties and constantly tell yourself that you will never get out of debt. Replace this thought with a more constructive view, such as, "I can learn to manage my money and find solutions to my debts." Books like Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker can be helpful for gaining wisdom and practical strategies that help restructure our finances and strengthen self-esteem. In daily life, this change in thinking can be applied in various situations. If you have an important project and find yourself thinking you will fail, stop and reframe that thought. Tell yourself, "I have the skills and resources to successfully complete this project." Practicing this cognitive restructuring not only improves our self-image, but also empowers us to face challenges with more confidence and resilience. Essential elements for self-development. 8. Vulnerability as strength. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but it is a powerful source of strength and human connection. Accepting and embracing our vulnerability allows us to live more authentically and deeply. Imagine sharing a personal failure story with friends or colleagues. This openness not only creates stronger bonds, but also frees us from the weight of perfection. By recognizing our imperfections, we promote personal development and cultivate wisdom from lived experience. Being vulnerable requires courage, especially in a world that values invulnerability. Think of someone who, despite fear, decides to speak publicly about their financial struggles. By exposing this reality, they may find support and perhaps even inspiration to move forward. Brené Brown, in her book, Daring Greatly, highlights how vulnerability is crucial for self-help, as it genuinely connects us to others, reinforcing our self-esteem and sense of belonging. In everyday life, small acts of vulnerability can transform our relationships. For example, admitting to a coworker that you don't know something and asking for help can not only solve a problem but also build a relationship of mutual trust. This continuous practice of vulnerability makes us more resilient and authentic, essential qualities for self-development. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we pave the way for a richer and more meaningful life, always seeking personal growth. 9. Emotion management. Emotion management is a crucial skill for building and maintaining healthy self-esteem. Learning to identify and regulate our emotional reactions is one of the pillars of self-development. Imagine being in a stressful situation at work. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can practice breathing or meditation techniques to calm yourself. Augusto Cury, in The Revolution of Self-Esteem, emphasizes that understanding our emotions is essential for promoting personal growth and wisdom. Controlling emotions is also vital for a balanced financial life. Often, financial decisions are driven by emotions like fear or euphoria. For example, when investing, it is common to be carried away by the excitement of a rising market or panic in times of crisis. Developing the ability to manage these emotions, perhaps by reading The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, can help make more rational decisions aligned with our financial goals. In daily life, practicing emotion management can significantly improve our interpersonal relationships. If you feel irritated by a friend's comment, instead of responding reactively, stop and reflect on what you are really feeling and why. This pause to understand your emotions not only improves communication, but also reinforces self-esteem by demonstrating self-control and emotional maturity. Thus, mastering emotion management allows us to walk more confidently and balanced on our self-help and personal development journey. Now that you know the fundamental pillars to strengthen self-esteem, it's time to put this knowledge into practice. Start with small steps, such as practicing self-awareness and self-assertion in your daily life. Ask yourself, am I truly living according to my values and taking responsibility for my actions? Reflect on your answers and take the necessary actions to align your life with what really matters to you. If you want to transform your financial life, start by applying the principles of self-responsibility and intentionality. Evaluate your consumption habits, set clear goals, and seek to learn more about financial management. And remember, accepting your imperfections and vulnerabilities is not a weakness, but a great strength that can open doors to more genuine and profound connections. Want to continue this journey of self-development and personal growth? Subscribe to our channel and activate notifications so you don't miss any new content. Share your experiences and challenges in the comments. We want to know how you are applying these teachings in your life. Together, we can build a strong and supportive community where everyone is committed to personal growth and the pursuit of wisdom.